What up, y'all? So there has been some concept art leak of Black Panther and a bunch of other potential characters from Doomsday and Secret Wars. And it has the internet buzzing. Wow. Wow. So in my video, I'm not going to use none of the concept art that leaked because it's real, 100% legit. It's linked to an artist who's worked for Marvel for years, so I'm just going to use my own AI art as a placeholder. If you want to see the real concept art that leaked, go to Twitter, go to TikTok. People are posting it everywhere. I'm not posting it, but let's get into it. Now, for all the people who started following me after I did this video, I was the first person after Snyder dropped the scoop that Marvel was looking to cast T'Challa. I said, hey, Damson Idris is on Marvel's radar for Black Panther. The Russos are looking for a Black Panther. On good merit, I have heard from two separate people that Damson Idris has 1000% been in conversation with Marvel in 2024. Now, the kicker is, I don't know if Damson has been in conversation with Marvel about T'Challa, but they said he has definitely met with Marvel. And wow, what do we get today? Concept art of Black Panther who favors Damson Idris. And it's supposed to be a variant. Like I said, I've always said it was going to be a variant. But it's not T'Challa, it's King Tchanda. And it was some people who thought I was just making things up and picking random people for this potential Black Panther role, but this concept art says otherwise. Now, I do want to be clear. Concept art does not necessarily mean this person has the job, but concept art does mean that Marvel has an idea or is using this actor as a placeholder for what they're thinking about doing. That's all I'm saying. And for some of the people that commented on my video and thought I was just making up random stuff, listen, if I was going to make up some random scoop that I heard about Black Panther, respectfully, Damson Idris is not going to be number one on my list, okay? I would never make up a rumor about Damson Idris potentially being Black Panther. It's going to always be Aldous Hodge. I wanted Aldous Hodge to get the role over Chadwick Boseman because I felt like Aldous was T'Challa from the comics. Aldous had edge, grit, size, demeanor. So if I was just making up a random lie-based scoop video, I would have said Marvel is interested in Aldous Hodge, Leanne Noel, Trevante Rhodes, because them is my three picks. So if I'm going to make up a lie, that's who I'm going to lie on. But like I said in that video, I heard on good merit, Damson, Boyega, and David. And speaking of David, as we can see, or for y'all that don't know, the concept art is supposed to be Black Panther Tchanda, also known as Azzuri, which is T'Challa's grandfather. So this tells me, now we're about to get into theory time. Marvel may have said, I want Damson Idris as this variant Black Panther, which I think is horrible casting for Azzuri. And things may not have went how they wanted it to go with Damson. Maybe he prefers Prince T'Challa. Maybe he feels a little bit more safe with Ryan Coogler. So then they look at David, who is 50 years old and actually fits Azzuri, T'Challa's grandfather. Whereas Damson may fit better over in Ryan Coogler's production as T'Challa Jr. I've said it a lot. Keep an eye on Damson Idris. He's playing Prince Anan in Children of Blood and Bone, which I also told you in that same video. He's going to be playing this prince, and I think this is going to be his official audition for Black Panther. So yeah, man, there was concept art leak of King Tchanda, a.k.a. Azzuri, a.k.a. T'Challa's grandfather. And for all my fellas, all my homeboys who's in the recast T'Challa crowd, I feel y'all. I understand this is not what y'all wanted to see. This is not what y'all wanted to hear. We really do want some kind of version of T'Challa to come back. It just looks like Marvel is not going that route at the moment is what I'll say. But I am so happy that this concept art leaked because now you can see that I wasn't just making stuff up. I've heard it from somewhere, some pretty good sources is all I'll say. And what's even more hilarious is for Nate Moore to come out and say, listen, this is why you got to watch my other video when I say pay attention to the words that these people are using. Nate Moore specifically said, listen, those rumors are false. We're not recasting T'Challa at all. And he's right. They're not. But there is talk around that studio and with them Russos that they want a Black Panther in their film. 1000% talk. Is it going to happen? Is it going to show up in the theaters? Who knows? This is all concepts, ideas, thoughts. Things are changing. Marvel is a ever-changing production company. But I just wanted to clear my name up. You know what I mean? Because it was words around town that I was just, making stuff up, which I would never do. Y'all wait till the coast is clear and I get to tell y'all what's really going on with Blade. I gotta wait a little bit on that, okay? It's still some stuff entangled that I can't let out right now. But I'm gonna tell y'all what's really going on with Blade in a few. It may take a couple months, but y'all hang in there. I'm going to tell y'all what's going on. Next up, we saw art for God Emperor Dr. Doom, or God Emperor Doom. Now, for people that don't know, Robert Downey Jr. is going to be playing Dr. Doom. God Emperor Doom is like super powerful. In the comics, he created this place called Battleworld, and he ruled it like a king. This concept art looks very medieval times, Game of Thrones era, and I'm impressed if they're going this route. I love Game of Thrones. Now, in this art, there's a throne room. And it had Doctor Strange standing on one side of Dr. Doom and Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four standing on another side and her son, Franklin Richards. And then we have Black Widow, Yelena Belova. She's kind of like holding a prisoner up to Dr. Doom who looks like Reed Richards. So that was pretty interesting. There was another leak of a guy chained up in a cell. Now, some people thought it was Sentry. Some people said it was Johnny Storm. I'm going to say it's Johnny because we already saw clips of Reed and Sue. So Johnny has to be right there. And this picture looked like whoever was chained up, they had like steam coming off of them and like water falling down. So I just got the vibe that it was Johnny Storm. They was trying to keep him from flaming up and letting the water fall down on him. So that was pretty neat too. The next clip that dropped was of some Hulks. Now, in Battleworld, there's this place called Greenland where all the Hulks reside. Hulks everywhere. The pic essentially showed Hulk, She-Hulk, and his son Scar. Same type of vibe, Game of Thrones. They all had on these medieval-style outfits. Yo, that was kind of crazy. Next up, we saw a clip of Wong and Star-Lord sitting in a restaurant or bar with the team of the Young Avengers or Champions. This picture included Ms. Marvel, Wiccan, Speed, Kate Bishop, and Cassie Lang. Now, there were some people missing. We didn't see America Chavez in this picture, Eli Bradley, or Ironheart. So that was interesting. Where are those people at? Next up, we also saw some art for Shia LaBeouf, Silver Surfer. So if y'all don't know, in the Fantastic Four movie that's coming up, we are going to be getting a Silver Surfer. It's not going to be the traditional Silver Surfer. It's going to be Shia LaBeouf. That was pretty cool to kind of see some concept art of her. We also saw some possible pictures from VisionQuest as well. We saw Peter Quill and White Vision just sitting on a couch, just chilling. That's kind of odd. And we also saw Jocasta, which is Ultron's bride. Now, there is rumors that Ultron is going to show up in this VisionQuest show. I don't know how that's going to work. How do you bring back Ultron, who is a super villain, and keep him contained into a VisionQuest story? I guess with Marvel, anything is possible. It's fiction. And they somehow was able to contain the Skrulls into a TV show. So I guess anything can happen. So, man, it was a crazy day of leaks. Insane. Now, I must admit, I was not too excited for Doomsday, but this concept art made my ears perk up a little bit. This Game of Thrones style movie, very different, and it kind of aligns with what the Russos was saying, that these two movies are going to challenge audiences. It's very radical. And based off of this concept art, I would say yes, because the general audience, I don't know if they're going to rock with this tone or vibe. They ain't really like the Eternals too much, but everybody believes in the Russos. I'm not all the way bought in. I didn't like how they handled the dystopian vibe in Endgame. It wasn't really my style. Now, if this movie or next two movies, Doomsday and Secret Wars, is going to have the same energy and pace as Infinity War, now we talking. I don't see how Infinity War and Endgame was just two completely separate movies made by the same people. They were so different, and I did not like that. Infinity War kept you engaged, full throttle. Endgame was just, I don't know what happened. Now, I don't know if this concept art leak was intentional. Some of my peers think it was purposeful because Marvel has been getting a lot of bad press lately. Brave New World isn't doing so well. So some of my folks, my fellow YouTubers, they felt like the leak was on purpose. I don't think Marvel would want to stump all over Daredevil like this. But then again, I don't put nothing past Marvel, so I'm kind of in the middle on if this leak was on purpose or not. Only time will tell. If it wasn't leaked on purpose, then I do really feel bad for this concept artist. She's been with Marvel for a long time. I used to follow her on Instagram. I think her page is gone. It's being reported that the artist had all this stuff on her website and her portfolio just open to the public. And that's kind of weird because usually concept artists upload their work after the project has been released, not before. So that was odd. But yo, this was massive. This leak was crazy. This is the biggest leak since the Multiverse of Madness script leaked out. And everybody, all of us in the YouTuber scooper community, we knew what Multiverse of Madness was going to be about 6 months in advance. That's how big the Multiverse of Madness leak was. And this is kind of on par with it if it is true. Now, if it's not true, if we get the Doomsday and Secret Wars and this concept art that we saw was not real, I could see how some people in like the comic book community may be let down. But if it is real, wow. But hey, yo, how y'all feel about all of this information? Did anything pique your interest? If you did see the concept art floating around on the internet, leave your comments below. Thanks for always hanging out with me. Peace.